Hi, I'm back with Rajesh Motwani and Lata Patel from iOS, as well as my colleague from Weichert, Nidhi Mirpuri. This time to talk about the role of technology in relocation, and in particular with how DSPs, destination service providers, are delivering services. We'll also discuss the specific use case of business travel and how technology plays a role in the delivery of services for people who are frequently on the move, but not actually relocating or going on an extended assignment. And finally, we'll wrap up this last discussion with a little future gazing. Over to you, Rajesh. Can you tell us a little bit about what role technology plays in facilitating this relocation process?
Yeah, thank you, Laura. So, really, the question, as I understand, is has technology become a total game changer, if you will, in the relocation world? My answer is absolutely. Traditionally, the relocation industry has been a tad slow, in my understanding, adopting to cutting edge technology as compared to the financial services industry. Now, that has changed significantly the last few years. If you really think about it, relocating used to be this massive, clunky, if you use the word, complicated task with endless paperwork, confusing logistics, and constant back and forth communication. But I think now tech is really smoothing the entire experience and it's just making it more efficient. So let's think about what really is changing in the technology world in the relocation. So digital platform and mobile apps. I mean, obviously that's something which is pervasive. Everybody seems to be using it. It's becoming super easy for people to just manage the entire relocation journey using their phones. Now, in India, contextually in India, the Digital India initiative has really made the visa application, tax forms, tracking shipments, and anything related to relocation all very digital. And all of this paperwork is now accessible online. But so everything is just a few clicks away. And that's the kind of convenience which is extremely priceless when you're already dealing with the stress of moving. So then you actually have all of this information on the click of a button and for you to access on your phone. Now, obviously, the things have changed over the last year since you've actually seen Chat GPT and other technology, which is very, very useful and made available. And that's given the name of AI, artificial intelligence. So companies are now doing some sort of a real-time tracking, if you will, not real-time tracking of their moves, but they're trying to look at how do I basically ensure employee safety. They're traveling to high risk neighborhoods or areas. How do you basically make some sort of communication available so that if anything goes wrong, then that can be alerted? So while you're progressively also forecasting what could possibly go wrong, and then you're basically taking corrective steps ahead of time with data analytics and with artificial intelligence, but you're also basically helping in real time scenario planning and supporting the relocation moves. And then you have this amazing new technology, which is called as virtual reality or augmented reality, where people really have to not really travel. They can just do it from their home. They can actually do virtual home tours. They can do exploring the neighborhoods. And some of the countries which allows drones also, they actually capture the finer details, which you need to do in order to check out an office space or neighborhood without ever setting, foot in a new city. So all of this really makes it much easier and way less stressful when you can do this in your backyard or in your living room and you're exploring some neighborhoods very remotely. And then, not to forget, communication tools. Chatbots are becoming quite popular, and these are providing you instant answers. Or then there are collaborative tools like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, etc. And we're all getting connected real time. So technology is just keeping us all connected, informed throughout the relocation journey. Just as an example, one of the things which you've done really well along with Weichert, we use the iOS platform called DigiMove. And it's a cloud-based digital platform which we are using for domestic, local, intra-India moves. So all of the information is all available on one particular web application on your phone, from your orientation, property tour sheet, self-service, and it's quite popular with your clients. Just one last point, which I really want to make sure. Technology is not going to replace the human element and the touch. We all are very important in this whole cycle of relocation. It can help to smoothen it up, but it's just not going to be a replacement. So what we need to actually really think about it, the best tech solutions are to empower people and not just automate the task.
It's truly fascinating. Even though we've been living with AI for some time, not even realizing it. I mean, the simplest being Google searches and things like this. map apps, GPS, all this. But the way it has shifted over time, relative to our lifetimes, very quickly, it's really incredible. So I'd like to turn to Nidhi now and just understand a little bit specifically about factors because technology plays such a big role in supporting our business travelers and because business travel really has been surging since the pandemic. Nidhi, can you tell us a little bit about the factors that have contributed to that surge?
Sure. So there are several factors that have contributed to the resurgence of the business travel. So one point is the in-person engagement, the importance of the face-to-face meetings for building relationships and close deals. And they want people to travel and connect and make sure they explore the market. Another point is economic recovery. As economics are rebounding at the moment, companies are investing more in travel to explore new opportunities. One other point not to miss is the hybrid work model is still quite prevalent and people are still emphasizing the hybrid model. So they are encouraging people to occasionally travel and work from home still. So that is another factor. And then, of course, because of the pandemic, there has been a pent-up demand for a lot of trips that were postponed, events that were postponed to now they're being rescheduled. So those are a few factors that really have researched the business travelers now.
Even this many years out, it's amazing, right? How much pent up demand there still is. Well, thank you for that. And of course, the hybrid model, we could spend another hour just talking about that and the return to work. I have one more question, and this one is for Lata. And it's everyone's favorite, I think, kind of like the crystal ball. And that is, do you have any observations or predictions now about what's going to happen in terms of India? Where do you see things growing in the next few years, 2025 and beyond?
Like you said, Laura, I wish we had a crystal ball to really predict accurately where India is headed. Keeping in mind, what we're seeing going around globally, India is the place to be. And as India strengthens its position as a global tech and innovation hub, especially in AI, fintech, and the SaaS area, we're seeing an increasing number of companies decentralizing from the major metro hubs like Bangalore and Mumbai, which used to be the go to cities in the past, to other smaller cities and tier two and even tier three cities like Pune, Jaipur, Coimbatore, Indore, Sanand, and Ahmedabad, like Micron's setting up this huge semiconductor facility over there and, bringing in a lot of people to relocate in that area. So domestic mobility, the trend is going to be to shifting into these smaller tier two and tier three cities. And they are all supported by lower costs, improved infrastructure and hybrid work models. So yeah, the next few years are going to be very interesting and worth watching as to see how the Indian landscape is going to completely change and how the middle class is going to increase and more talent is attracted in these second and third tier cities.
Well, thank you so much for that. Lata, I mean, I'm sitting here in the United States, but I couldn't agree more about the prospects for India. Just bringing it full circle to where we started. I don't know, 7, 10 years ago, I thought, well, maybe domestic India is the place to look. And I did not have a crystal ball. It really just sort of happened. But now, apart from the United States domestic mobility, I believe that for Weichert anyway, India is one of the largest, if not the largest domestic mobility markets for us. And it keeps growing. And as you point out, it's not just a couple of cities. It's tier one, tier two, tier three cities. And as the industries move into these places and it becomes more desirable to move to these places, I think we will just continue to see more growth. In this series, we have covered the dynamics of relocation in India, focusing on the factors driving talent mobility, the economic implications, and the challenges faced by businesses and individuals alike. We talked about how India has become and continues to be an ever more attractive source of talent for multinational companies. We're seeing this in the increase in talent movement within India and into India and how it has impacted economic growth. At the same time, we've acknowledged some of the complexities of doing business in India and the unique challenges of domestic relocations and repatriation for Indian nationals. In sum, regardless of the reason for moving talent and roles to be filled by people moving, companies need to continue adapting to the evolving expectations of relocating employees, and they can and should do this through various means of tailoring the support that is provided. We look forward to hearing from our audience even more. And if you're looking for more information, please do reach out to your representative at Weichert or myself in the future. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.